643. What's going on, Ben? We're back.
Yo. Got May 13th, 2025. Can you hear me all right?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. It's a start.
All right. We'll do another little throwback. Ty Cobb charges into the stand in New York and attacks heckler Claude Luker. Other figures mix
Really?
it up. AL president Ban Johnson suspends Cobb indefinitely. So I thought that was kind of cool. 1912, and looks like he took on a heckler in the stands. And I'll go ahead and mention his stats because Ty Cobb was the man. He had over 11,000 at bats, hit 367 with the 946 OPS, hit 117 home runs with 1,938 RBIs, and that guy was the Georgia Peach, which was Ty Cobb's nickname. So
he was
a cool throwback there.
Yeah, he was an absolute machine. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
All right, I got a couple actually. I thought they were pretty cool. The first one I got was back from '94. Tim Salmon of the then California Angels. He recorded his 13th consecutive hit, which is an American League record.
Okay.
So Tim Salmon, him and Mike Trout are definitely the best players they've had in their history, in my opinion. And then going back to 2009, Ryan Zimmerman's hitting streak ends at 30 games. So that guy was also a beast. 30-game hitting streak.
Sheesh.
So there's your on this days.
Okay. I was looking at hitting streaks. I had it on this day as well, and it was something with 1941. Joe DiMaggio gets a single against Eddie Smith off the Chicago White Sox to start his 56-game hitting streak.
That's cool.
So that was also on this day. Yeah, it was something I noticed. I'll go ahead and do breakout players since looks like our connection's going to be itself today again. I'll go ahead and try to get my news first out of the way.
Sure.
But breakout players, first one I wanted to go with was one of my own from fantasy, and that's it's not somebody that's looking to break out, but somebody that obviously has already broken out in his time, but he's back and he's doing it better than ever, and that's Jackson Merrill. He missed over a month of baseball, and to come back and doing what he's doing in his last 32 at bats, he's got 16 hits, 2 of those being home runs, 9 runs, 9 RBIs, 1 walk, 5 Ks, 1 stolen base. He's hitting 500 with a 529 OBP and 813 slug. So he's tearing it up his last 30 at bats. Each game he's had since he's came back has been a multi-hit game. So his first game back, 2 for 4, followed by another 2 for 4, 3 for 5, 4 for 6, and a 3 for 4. So Jackson Merrill he's hungry. He's getting his time missed, that's for sure. My pitcher breakout, though, was somebody that was super interesting last year. He had a no-hitter. But if you remember, he was also caught with, I think, a sticky substance on his fingers. after his crazy season, and that was Ronel Blanco. He's been a little shaky to start, but his last 2 outings have been pretty good. He was able to get a quality start against Milwaukee, and then his last outing, he did go against Cincinnati, which, don't get me wrong, they do have some sluggers. McLean, Steer, L.A. De La Cruz, TJ Friedel. They've all been pretty shaky lately, but he was still able to go 8 innings with 2 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, and 11 Ks. So Blanco looks pretty good right now. He's just over a 4 ERA, and I think if he has another good outing like that, he'll be back in the threes, and I think that's who he is. I think he is a good pitcher. I think he's a little bit underrated, in my opinion, before I was, but he's been dropped a couple times, but I think he's pretty legit. Who do you have for your breakouts?
Yeah, so I was gonna comment on your 2 guys real quick. Jackson Merrill. I remember when he came back. I think it was against the Yankees. He hit like 2 or 3 consecutive 2-hit games when he came back. So I think, and not just him, but most of that Padres lineup has been crazy right now, especially Manny Machado too, and Fernando Tatis.
Yeah.
So it's been part of their success. And then, Ronel
Gavin
Blanco.
Sheets.
He's kind of, Gavin Sheets too. That whole lineup, and then Ronel Blanco, like you said, is kind of the start of the season, not that great, but his last 2 outings, start, especially his last outing. He went like 8 innings, no earned runs. I mean, if you can do that against any team, in my opinion, that's pretty good. So, anyways, my breakout players, my hitter, I got Freddie Freeman in 23 at bats, got 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, batting .522 with a .519 OBP. So, dude's been a beast this week. And I expect pretty much the same throughout most of the season. Yeah. He's been that way his whole career, so it doesn't really surprise me. And then the other guy, I think I may have mentioned him on one of my other, but Nathan Eovaldi. I mean, what a season he's had so far. Just last week, or in this last week, 13 innings pitched. He has 2 wins, 2 quality starts, 0.69 ERA, 0.69 WHIP. And he has 17 strikeouts in those 13 innings pitched. So, dude's been a beast for the Rangers so far.
Yeah. Freddie Freeman. He's someone that kind of had some people talking this year like it would be a down year for him, but he's looking like an MVP this year. And if he's like this by the All-Star break, he's giving that he stays healthy and everything. He should absolutely be in that MVP talk right there with Kyle Tucker and Shohei. I think the NL MVP race is going to be pretty tight this year. I think if all those guys stay healthy. Right now, it looks like Aaron Judge has the AL in the bag, but anything could happen. Fernando Tatis too. He's somebody else I want to. I don't think he's been talked about enough. I think he's somebody that could also win MVP, and he's looking like his normal self this year. So happy for Fernando.
Yeah, and with Aaron Judge, I mean, this is someone that I could pretty much have on here every single week almost for breakout players. So, but he's kind of at that point where I kind of want to talk about, other guys that have also had really good weeks. Because I literally could put Aaron Judge in here pretty much every single week. So, not to not put Aaron Judge in here, but kind of want to give some other guys that spotlight too.
Yeah, and I actually want to do an honorable mention of 2 players because I do feel like we probably won't mention them in the next couple of weeks or anything, but I feel like they both deserve some recognition because they both had the same start to the season. Nothing but strikeouts. They were like 0 for 30 or something. And that's Rafael Devers and Wilson Contreras. So Wilson Contreras, I mean, if you remember, he always kind of gets off, like I said, we talked about this. He plays with a lot of emotion. and that's him. And he got off. I think he was just pumped up at the beginning of the season and was all over the place. But now that he's settled down, his last 22 games, he's hitting 364 with the 473 OBP, 8 extra base hits, 16 RBIs, and he's 1 dot in OPS. So he's been crazy. Devers too.
Okay.
He was somebody that had a lot of drama going into the season with being a DH. Started the season with really he was like a over 30 again with like 20 Ks. His last 20 or his last let's go his last 100 at bats. He's hitting 294 with the 422 OBP, and he's slugging 523 with 6 home runs, 22 RBIs, 24 walks in those. So you're gonna get strikeouts with Rafael Devers, but he's gonna hit 280 and get you over an 800 OPS no matter what. So, and that's pretty much what he's at right now. But he's got a 900 OPS still. So, good for those guys to get back in it. Although there is a little bit of drama work back up with Rafi and playing first. So, not sure what'll happen there, but I think they do need to make some room for Mr. Roman Anthony. And there he is.
Yeah.
I finally got him back. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh yeah.
There, yep. Out of 99. And since I'm showing off, I did pull 2 more pretty cool cards this year, or this week actually. Once I knew he was coming back, I got interested again. Got Matt Wilkinson out of 99, Tugboat Wilkinson. He's still in single A, but his numbers are excellent. If you haven't heard of him, you gotta look him up. And Sebastian Walcott for the Rangers got his auto this week, out of 99 again too, and also a stud. So pretty good week for baseball cards. I'm gonna keep taking my chances and buying boxes until I don't get a good one. So what else do you have?
Yeah, so I got my series of the week this week that I'm keeping tabs on. This is for this weekend. It's the Cardinals taking on the Royals in Kansas City, the I-70 series. Every single year that they have this series, it's usually pretty entertaining no matter how good or bad the Cardinals and Royals are. This one I'm keeping tabs on because the Cardinals, they're on a 9-game winning streak right now. That may or may not continue to this weekend, but they're still playing really good baseball. And as we know, the Royals are also on a really good stretch. So, those 2 hot teams go into the I-70 series.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this series.
Yeah. We got the chance to catch that in Kansas City one year. That was pretty cool. I think I've been through it at Busch, but I like going out to Kansas City for baseball games. If you can ever make it out there, or at Busch in general, you gotta check them out. My series of the week, mainly because of one thing, and I'll get to that in a second, is going to be the Boston Red Sox and the Atlanta Braves. I think that's a huge series. It's at Fenway. I think it's going to be definitely a series to tune into. And Friday, as of now, I don't think anything's changed yet. Garrett Crochet versus Chris Sale. That's going to be pretty nasty. Crochet just went against Reagan's, which I thought was also a really fun matchup. 2 really high strikeout guys, 2 dominant lefties. Now it's going to be Garrett Crochet and Chris Sale. So, and Chris Sale starting to find himself again. He was off to a slow start at the beginning, but that's going to be something to tune into for sure.
Heck yeah.
And also, too, I'll shout out. I didn't know if you had anything on this, but Evan Longoria plans to retire as a Tampa Bay Ray. So that's pretty cool. I know we both got some love for the Rays. 7,300 at bats. He hit 264, 58 stolen bases, 1,159 RBIs, and an 804 OPS. So 2006 first round draft pick by the Tampa Bay Rays, Evan Longoria.
Yeah, he made his debut 2008. He had his first hit, I believe, against Baltimore. His first home run was against the Yankees, I believe, both that taking place in Tampa. That 2008 season where they went to the World Series, he was a big part of that. I mean, he had some really good years, and then not to mention Game 162 in 2011. Yeah, those 2 home runs. So I mean, arguably their best player throughout their franchise's history.
Yeah. Yep. Him and Mr. Wade Boggs. That boy Wade.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm. I meant to say this earlier, but whenever you brought up Nathan Eovaldi,
Hmm.
right now he's in the top 5 for MLB ERA leaders, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Max Fried is leading at 1.05. Tyler Mahle at 1.47. Hunter Brown at 1.48. Chris Bubick at 1.69. And Eovaldi at 1.78. And then I know around there as well. He might be 6 or 7, Kodai Senga, but yeah,
Yeah.
nasty Nate.
Yeah, and I meant to also say this earlier when we were doing our fantasy draft. I I really regret not putting a little bit more money down on Valdi because I was trying to get him in our draft, and then it was I think it was Matt. I think Matt, yeah, Matt has him, and he kind of I think I can't remember how much money he put on him, but I was like, now I definitely regret not putting a little bit more money on Evaldi in the draft.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause
Um,
Matt's
he looks good over there though with the Rangers, and they just got uh Brett Boone as their hitting coach, so that's
Yep.
pretty cool. I think that's some good news for the Rangers. I think they needed that. Jake Berger, he's back up now. Somebody I'll eye in fantasy a little bit because he's a 30 home run guy. So
Yeah.
maybe he went down to AAA, found a swing. He's got Brett Boone up there now. We'll see where that goes. But I think the Rangers are headed in the right direction, and they're getting better by the day.
Yeah. All right. Kind of wanted to talk maybe a minute or
What else do you have
two.
for us, Luke?
The Rockies. The Rockies fired their manager, Bud Black, who's been with the team for a while now. I really don't know what I don't know what they're thinking. I mean, do they really think that this is on Bud Black? Because I don't. I mean, of course they're not gonna. The GM isn't gonna be fired. The owner's not gonna be fired. So they gotta do something. And so instead of spending the money on the team, they're gonna fire the manager. So yeah, I really don't know. This is
Yep.
just. Are they going to win every single game now? I guess.
Yeah, I don't get that one either. It's that one's a little weird for me, but I don't know. I feel for the Rockies fans.
Yeah, they are. I mean,
What do
they're
you do, right?
on pace. They're on pace to break the White Sox record from last season for most losses. And I don't know. I'm still optimistic they might turn it around a little bit, but I don't know. They might actually break the record from last year.
Jeez. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
for him. Hey, Hunter Goodman though, that's some good news over there at least. He's been tearing it up. He's batting, I think like 291 now. So
Yeah,
I saw Sam picked
he's
him
doing
back
good.
up in our fantasy league.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get a trade offer with Hunter Goodman in it soon. One of my best players. All right. Also, well, this news just came out. about maybe 20 or 30 minutes ago. But MLB is now they were permanently banned from the Hall of Fame, but now Pete Rose, Shoeless Joe Jackson, and other deceased players that were permanently ineligible from the Hall of Fame are now eligible for the Hall of Fame. They've been reinstated. So this is, I mean, I think this is pretty cool. I think it's a disgrace, though, that Pete Rose, after he dies, he's now eligible for the Hall of Fame. I do think that's pretty dumb in my opinion, but
Yeah.
but now they're all reinstated, so I think I don't know. I mean, I think he should be in the Hall of
It's
Fame. I just really
good
depends on
news.
those for the or yeah, it depends
Good news,
on
but it's
guys for
yeah, it's
him.
unfortunate with
All right, sorry, a little bit of lag there. No surprise. Got to be known for something, right?
yeah, no kidding. Um, yep. Hey, Luke, I got a little, before you do your crazy stat, I got another little guess this player.
All right, let's do it.
Made his debut in 1997 for Oakland.
Okay.
His career stats: 8,400 at bats, 84-34, so a little bit over 8,400. He had a 285 average, 307 home runs, 1,302 RBIs, 85 stolen bases, and a 792 OPS. Started in 97 with Oakland.
Miguel Tejada.
Kind of trickled out the last few years, but actually ended his career. For me, his other than Oakland, his best time was with Baltimore.
Yeah, Miguel
His
Tejada.
best season, he had 34 home runs, 150 RBIs, and it was Miguel Tejada.
Yeah, when you said 97 Oakland, that was my first guess.
Yeah, 4-time All-Star, 2002 MVP, home run derby winner in 2004. That guy was just incredible. AL Silver Slugger in 04 and 05. He won the Ted Williams Award. All-Star MVP in 2005. Was an NL All-Star for the Astros in 08 and 09. And Miguel Tejada, one of the best to do it.
Yeah.
Good guess, Luke. I kind of figured you'd get that one. You get them all, but
all right. Now I do have with this crazy MLB stats trivia question to start out with it. So, do you know who has the most stolen bases ever in a single season? Who that record belongs to?
was it not Ricky Henderson? Was it more recent?
Well, so
Is it
most
Acuna?
career stolen bases, yes, Ricky
Oh,
Henderson. Now, I will say for most stolen bases in a single season,
in a season?
Ricky Henderson's number 2 on that list. And the first one, the hint I'll give you is that it is not recent whatsoever.
Jose Ramirez or Jose Reyes.
Number 1 on
Who'd you
this
say?
list is I said number 1 on this list is not a recent name. Not even close.
Oh. Who is it?
So going back to 1887, we're going to go with Hugh Nickel with 138 stolen bases. And yeah, Ricky
Boy, Hugh
Henderson.
is cooking.
Yeah, Ricky Henderson is number 2 on this list with 130 back in 1982. Now, the most recent name that is on this list, do you know? You actually hit on it just now, actually. Did you say
Juan Pierre.
the other same era, but not Juan Pierre? It's the other guy you said. All right, so the most recent name on this list for stolen bases in a single season is the guy you mentioned earlier, Jose Reyes. So he is at number 102 on this list, and he had 78 stolen bases in 2007, and that's the
Sheesh.
closest name to on this list. All
Wasn't
the other guys.
wasn't Estuary Ruiz? I think is how it's pronounced. Estuary Ruiz. Oh, didn't he get
Yes.
kind of close to that? Oakland.
Yeah, so after Jose Reyes, the closest name was Acuna back in 23 was 73, and I think Ruiz is pretty close to that. I think he got 70
Yeah.
or 71, something like that. And yeah, Vince Coleman back in 87, I think he had around 110 in back-to-back seasons. Yeah, 2007
Okay.
Jose Reyes had 78. So,
He was so fun to watch, Jose Reyes.
yeah.
Was Juan Pierre on that list by chance?
So I know he had over 60 back in like I think I want to say like 2010 or 11. Look back at the list. But yeah, he had some good stolen base seasons, just not as high as 73.
Mhm. Yeah, Billy Hamilton maybe. But also too, before we head out, this is my my uniform.
Oh, there you
Charlotte
go.
Dragons, baby, number 7.
Heck yeah.
Yep. We got rained out last night, so we're gonna try for tomorrow for our next game. If not, we have 2 games next week. But yep, I got a right quad strain, so I should probably be on like the 7-day IL. But I hope I feel better tomorrow.
Yeah.
But man, that's all I have. Did you have any more?
No, that's all I got.
All right. Until next time.
All right. Yep. 643. Thank you guys for tuning in this week. We'll see you on the next one. Shout out to Vinny's Baseball Cards. Peace out.
Peace.